Hello everyone and welcome to an incredibly quick, impromptu Doctor Who breaking news video. We've had our first look at the Sea Devil design for the brand new Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, and this is kind of what we've been waiting for when covering The War Between the Land and the Sea, because we knew, I think, for a while that the Sea Devils were getting some form of redesign, and of course, obviously the last time we saw them was in 2022's Legends of the Sea Devils, and I actually got in a bit of hot water on Twitter for saying that, controversially, I don't think the classic design works in the modern day. Now, before you hate me, I have tons of respect for the original design. It is an iconic design and I love it a lot. But when I look at it in Legends of the Sea Devils, and I think about what else is on TV, I think, is that really up to snuff with things people will see on Star Wars and on the Marvel shows? And in my opinion, I think it might look a bit goofy if you're coming at it from this perspective. I love the design, but I'm just thinking about it from a casual audience perspective. So in my mind, I wasn't that against a redesign. I know for some people, that design is perfect and there's no need to change it, and that is fair enough. But I, was like, okay, we'll see what they do with the redesign. What they've gone on to do with the redesign is not what I expected, and we're going to look at it right away. This is a very interesting redesign, not something I would have expected them to do. But yeah, we'll talk about it, because I want to give my own thoughts on it, and I want to let you guys formulate your own thoughts on it as well before I just go on a rant, I guess. Well, not a rant, more just me talking about this design in general, I suppose. But subscribe if you're new. 25,000 subscribers, still our goal. Would appreciate it if we could get there. I feel like I've said it for years. So let's just get right into it. So I originally saw this from Jamie at A Madman Not a Box, but it was originally from Jimmy.Doctor on Instagram. And there you have your Sea Devil redesign for The War Between the Land and the Sea. And there it is. And I checked on the original account, and this is the Sea Devil sighting that this image was taken from. And yeah, apparently this account is just dedicated to Sea Devils. So fair enough. I respect that, and you can follow him. I'll leave a link in the description. I have to say, first impressions, I'm baffled by it. I was looking online because I swear I'd seen a design similar to this before. So I looked up very sort of cautiously Fishman, and it reminded me of these guys from The Shape of Water, these sort of fish creatures from that movie. And I think that's probably the inspiration here, because when you look at the Sea Devils, they're very humanoid creatures that look vaguely like lizards. They look vaguely like sort of things like a sort of Komodo dragon type of thing. So they've basically done that, but with Sea Devils. They've gone, what are Sea Devils? They're fish, right? So they've made the face look more fish-like with those weird sort of flaps that fish have. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this, and if any of you are fish experts, feel free to correct me on what these words are. But they've gone for a much more humanoid appearance, and why I think this is because I think Doctor Who Filming Location said it. In fact, I'm going to double check because this is live. I think apparently Gugu Mbatha Raw is playing a Sea Devil. So what they probably wanted, I assume, is to have a Sea Devil design that is more kind of capable of showing human emotions. The Sea Devils as a practical costume in that original story, in that Legend of the Sea Devil story, wouldn't really be able to do that in the same way. So I understand the need for a redesign. At the same time, I don't really like this design. It feels a bit too generic sci-fi for my liking. And the sort of humanoid appearance, I can't really make out what its clothes are. If I had to guess, it looks like it's been made out of recycled bits and bobs and paper and stuff like that, which would kind of fit in the theme of the Sea Devils being annoyed that the humans are dumping everything. What's interesting is there was an intimacy coordinator on set for this spin-off. Now, obviously, that could be for just kissing and stuff like that, which it probably is. But that makes me think, oh, are they going to have a romantic scene with this new Sea Devil and a human? Because I can understand why that would look bizarre with the original design of Sea Devil that we have. But equally, kind of bizarre. Like I said, this is the only image we have right now of this Sea Devil. Again, here's the closer up version. I have very little else to say other than, I mean, it might look better up close. Like, I mean, the thing is, it's obviously like a design that people have worked on and stuff like that. And I do understand the need, if you're going to portray the Sea Devils more sympathetically, for some sort of, human makeover to a degree, right? Because you want to be able to show the actor expressing under the prosthetics, under the makeup. I get that. But I think there's something about this that's just too generic. When I thought about what they could do to make the Sea Devils / Silurians kind of more readable, but also retain some of their original design, because I know a lot of people don't like the Silurian design that we have, I thought back to the original concept art for the Silurians in 2010. And that's what I hoped they would do with the Sea Devils. Instead, they've gone very much in a let's make them fish monsters direction, and I get why, but I'm not sure yet. But to be honest, I wasn't expecting to spend this long just talking about a Sea Devil design. Quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to have this much to say on a Sea Devil design. I just want to also say that the romantic plotline is largely sort of speculative on my part, and we're not necessarily going to have that in the show, but given, obviously, there is an intimacy coordinator for Doctor Who, at least, that could just be for Season 2, as we know that Ruby has a boyfriend. However, I think that the idea for this show is slightly more mature than Doctor Who, and obviously, basically what I'm saying is, I keep thinking of Torchwood, and I keep thinking of Cyberwoman, and I'm like, oh, we're going to have a Sea Devil making out with human. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that, but that's just me speculating, so I could be very much wrong on that front, and I wanted to put that out there now. I think I said it with a level of certainty that it didn't quite warrant, because we don't know whether that's happening, so I just thought I'd put that addendum in here to make sure you know there might not be any kissing of Sea Devils, but there also could be. As I said, it's clearly been designed with a lot of passion and effort, and I do understand the need for it to a degree. At the same time, I think there is a middle ground somewhere, and I think they missed the mark a little bit here. But yeah, if this design is legit, which honestly I think it probably is, given the bridge location that Sea Devil was spotted on looks identical to the same location posted by Doctor Who Filming Locations a couple of hours ago before the night shoot properly started with unit trucks on it, I can see this being incredibly controversial. I'm not a fan immediately, but I will give them credit. Maybe it will look better in motion, maybe it'll look better on a camera that's not zoomed out at 180p, but initial impressions aren't the best. But we'll see how it looks. It might look better, who knows. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about this design. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.